Ice Cube was one of the most iconic rappers of all time, with the scathing diss track No Vaseline targeting his former NWA members. His best selling track, It Was a Good Day, Ice Cube has left his mark on the music industry larger than almost any other rapper of his time. The story of Ice Cube begins in 1969, when the would be rapper was born O'Shea Jackson to his father, Hosea Jackson, who was a groundskeeper at UCLA, and his mother, Doris Benjamin, a custodian and a hospital clerk. He has an older brother and a younger half sister who died when Cube was 12. The rapper grew up in South Central Los Angeles, specifically the Westmont section located northwest of Compton proper. Ice Cube began rapping in ninth grade, when he was challenged by his friend Kiddo in typewriting class. Cube continued rapping, joining the group CIA, also known as Criminals in Action, when he was just 16 in 1986. Later on, he joined NWA, a group formed by fellow Compton rapper Eazy-E and Dr. Dre in 1986, after they formed Ruthless Records. Eazy-E, born Eric Wright, discovered the young rapper when he listened to a song he had written, Boys in the Hood. After the track's success, Eazy-E began focusing on developing NWA further, eventually having Jerry Heller join the group as NWA's manager. At around the same time, the group would gain rapper MC Ren as well. Q continued to write music, writing most of the lyrics for NWA's breakout album, Straight Outta Compton, which was released on August 8th, 1988. This album put NWA on the map, and the album's lead track of the same name peaked at number 37 on the Billboard Top 200. Yeah, not bad for a genre that was just now getting attraction. At the same time, Ice Cube and NWA were having trouble with the federal government, namely the FBI. Their lyrics often include misogynistic and explicit themes, which the general populace of suburban America was not ready to accept. The track Fuck the Police, the second one in the album, was heavily criticized for its critical posture against police and police violence, which many feel supported unjustified violence against the police. This move by the federal government started the theme of applying explicit lyric labels to the outside of physical albums. This track will come later when discussing police brutality. However, it was not all sunshine and rainbows for the young rapper, who at this point was only 19 years of age. After the success of the album, Ice Cube only received $32,000 for his work and was served a contract by Jerry Heller that did not confirm him as a member of NWA. Cube would leave the group and label in December 1989 and would later sue Jerry Heller and the label, with his suit being settled in court. In response to Cube's departure, the group's members would diss him multiple times in their 1990 EP, 100 Miles and Runnin', and in their 1991 album, E Full for Zaggin'. Cube would record his debut studio album, America's Most Wanted, in 1990, with the full album releasing in May of 1990, only 5 months after he left NWA. This album would be recorded in New York City with the help of Public Enemy's production team, The Bomb Squad. This album would introduce Ice Cube's radical belief in black nationalism and black struggle. Ice Cube's second album, Death Certificate, was released in October 1991. The album is thought to be more focused, while at the same time being more controversial. Many touted it as anti-Semitic, anti-white, and misogynistic. The album also introduced the song No Vaseline to the mix. The song launched scathing insults at Ice Cube's former team members of NWA. The track also blames Jerry Heller, the group's manager, for exploiting the group and making the contracts work in Eazy's favor. The rapper would take aim at Heller's ethnicity, being a white Jewish man. He would later say in an interview that his jabs at Heller's race were merely incidental, but this still did not stem the controversy. Another track in the album, called Black Korea, was also deemed racist and did not help cool the fires that were already burning under the surface in South Central. You see, at the time there was a large Korean and Japanese population in Los Angeles, with these people often having to contend with black Americans for job opportunities and whatnot. Many of the casualties that occurred during the LA riots were against Koreans and Korean-owned businesses in the area. On Ice Cube's November 1992 album, The Predator, the song Wicked referred to the riots by saying, April 29th was part of the people, and we might just see a sequel, referring to the start date of the riots on April 29th, 1992. Coincidentally, The Predator was the first R&B and hip-hop album to debut at number 1 on the Billboard Top 200. This is mainly due to the tracks such as It Was a Good Day, which gained its popularity for its chill, laid-back lyrics and beat, and Check Yourself, the sequel to the previously mentioned song. This album drew critical praise, being Cube's most popular album of all time, selling over 3 million copies in the United States alone. Ice Cube's fourth album, Lethal Injection, would be released on December 7th, 1993. The album would take aspects of G-Funk, a genre popularized by his former friend Dr. Dre. This album was not received well by critics, but had many bangers such as Real Dough, Bop Gun, One Nation, and one of my favorite songs of all time, You Know How We Do It. After this album, however, Cube unfortunately lost most of his rap fanbase and decided to focus more on his film career and producing other albums by fellow rappers, with many of them coming from his group, Da Lench Mob. Ice Cube's career in Hollywood began in 1991 when he acted in and produced the film Boys in the Hood, named after the song Boys in the Hood he had written nearly 4 years prior. The film is still widely regarded today, with it gaining a score of 96% on Rotten Tomatoes, grossing nearly $60 million in the United States. The movie would also go on to receive nominations for Best Director and Best Original Screenplay in the 64th Academy Awards. Cube's acting career would continue, producing and acting in the movie Friday, which was released in 1995. Friday is one of my favorite movies of all time, and had 2 sequel movies after it was released, the first one in 2000 and the second one in 2002. The entire series grossed around $28 million worldwide. At around the same time, in 1995, Ice Cube linked up with fellow rappers Mac 10 and WC to create the rap group Westside Connection. The group, which felt neglected by the East Coast rap scene, a common occurrence in rap at the time, into reinforcing West Coast pride as well as trying to resonate with the undervalued. The group's first album, Bow Down, released in 1996, was an instant smash hit. It featured tracks such as Bow Down and Gangsters Make the World Go Round, which reflected the group's objectives. By the year's end, the album was certified platinum by the RIAA. Westside Connection would dissolve amicably in 1997, after a brief feud with rapper Common when they interpreted Common's song I Used to Love Her as a diss. Afterwards, Cube would begin collaborating outside the rap genre, with famous musicians David Bowie and the band Nine Inch Nails, abbreviated to NIN. In 1998, Cube would star on the band Korn's song Children of the Corn, and would join them on their Family Values tour in 1998. I think that's going to be it for today. If you guys want to hear more about Ice Cube, then put it in the comments, and I'll most likely make a part 2 anyways. Expected in the next month, I think. Month and a half a month, I don't know. It's probably going to be shorter, mainly because he hasn't been up to too much since, doing the occasional tour here and there, appearing on different artists' tracks, and even producing the movie Straight Outta Compton, about the lives of, NWA. I was mostly able to fix the audio problems from last episode, and I tried to include more images rather than me just talking to space. But yeah, anyways, that's all for me today, and I'll see you all next time.